Okay, hello everybody. This is week 8 tutorial 7 recordings. We have 5 questions today and we will go through them one by one. Question 1. Oops. Activities included and not included in the calculation of GDP. We know that GDP is the market value of all final goods and services produced in a country within a certain period of time. So it's the market value of all final goods and services produced, not consumed, by resources in Australia in a given year. Based on this definition, which of the following will be included in the GDP of Australia in 2015? First one, Dry Corporation, an Australian home textiles company, produces a towel at a plant in Thailand on 13 March 2015, and Dry Corporation imports the towel into Australia on 5th of May 2015. So this product is produced in Thailand, not in Australia. So this is not Australia's, should not count towards Australian GDP. Secondly, Grain Corp, an Australian seed and grain company, produces wheat at a plant in Victoria on 22 September 2015. It sells the wheat to Veggie Food for use in the production of wheat germs that will be made in Australia in December. Okay, this is not part of GDP. This wheat, they are intermediate product, not final product, not a product for consumption. Third option, Great Chair, an Australian furniture company, produces a recliner at a manufacturing plant in Sydney on 8th January 2015. It sells the furniture at a retailer in Townsville. So this is part of GDP. Chocolate Express, a Swiss chocolate company, produces a chocolate bar at a plant in Victoria on 1st of December 2015. A primary school pupil buys the chocolate bars on 15 December 2015. So this is part. This chocolate, they are made in Australia. They are produced in Australia. The last option, an accountant starts a client's 2015 tax returns on April 29, 2016, finishing it just before midnight on April 30, 2016. Again, this service is produced in Australia. However, it belongs to 2016. It's not 2015. So that's question 1. Question 2. Categories of expenditures. Felix and Caroline White live in Brisbane, Queensland. Their son Xavier owns his own plumbing business. For each of the following transactions that occur in their lives, identify whether it is included in the calculation of Australian GDP as part of consumption, investment, government purchases, exports, and imports. If the transaction needs to be accounted for in more than one category, check or apply. Okay, First one, FedEx buys a sweater made in Guatemala. So this is a consumption. And it is an import as well. This sweater is made in Australia, in Guatemala, and imported to Australia. The Queensland Department of Main Roads repaves the Pacific Motorway, which goes through the center of Brisbane. So this is government purchase. Xavier buys a new set of tools to use in his plumbing business. So this is investment. So you use this as a tools in the business. Caroline gets a haircut. So this is consumption. FedEx employer assigns him to provide consulting services to a U.S. firm that's opening a manufacturing facility in China. So this is export of service. So that's question 2. Question 3. Measuring GDP. The following table shows data on consumption, investment, export, imports, and the government expenditures for Australia in 2006. Okay, fill in the missing cells. So we have consumption 584.9, investment 287.4, import. So net export is export take away imports. So it's 215.7 minus 228.5. So it's minus net $12.8 billion. Government purchase is 186.2. So now the GDP is 584.9 plus 287.4 plus the export. So which is minus 12.8 plus 186.2. So total GDP in this year is $1,045.7 billion. Okay, so that's question 3. Question 4. Alternative price indexes. There isn't just one single measure of inflation. The government and researchers use a variety of measures to get the most balanced picture of how prices fluctuate in the economy. Two of the most commonly used price indexes are Consumer Price Index and GDP deflator. The GDP deflator for this year is calculated by dividing the value of all goods and services produced in this year, the value of all goods and services produced in the economy this year, using this year's price, divide this one by the value of all goods and services produced in the economy in the base year. using the value of all goods and services produced in the economy this year using the base year prices, and multiply this by 100. So CPI reflects only the price of all goods and services consumed, bought by the consumer. An increase in the price of Japanese-made car that is popular among Australian consumers will not show up in the GDP deflator, because GDP deflator covers goods and services produced in Australia, and this car is not produced in Australia. However, it will show up in the consumer price index because it is consumed by a typical Australian consumers. So that's question 4. Okay, the internet is a little bit slow. Okay, let's go to the last question 5. Question 5. Okay, the following table shows the average nominal interest rate on a 90-day bank accepted bills between 1996 to 2000, which determined the nominal interest rate that the Australian government paid when it issued debt in those years. And there's also inflation rate. So first task is to draw this, convert this, draw a diagram for the nominal interest rate and inflation rate. So in year 1996, so its nominal interest rate is 7.5%. In year 1997, 5.8. In year 98, 5. '99, 4.8. Then 5.7. So that's nominal interest rate. Inflation rate 2.7. Hmm, 2.7. Oh, sorry. We want to calculate the real interest rate. The real interest rate is the difference between nominal interest rate and inflation rate. So in year 1996 is 7.5 minus 2.7, so which is 4.8. 4.8. In year 1997, so it's 5.8 minus 1.7, 4.1. In year 1998, so it's 5.0 minus 1.6, 3.4. In year 1999, 4.8 minus 4.8 minus 1.5, so it's 3.3. In year 2000, it's 5.7 minus 1.6, 4.1. Okay, so that's the real interest rate, the green curve here, and it is clear that in year 1996 the real interest rate is the highest. Okay, this is all about tutorial 7.